Alright, this is basically a part 2 from my last video because I realized as humans, when you take something away from a human mind state, if you don't have something to replace it, then it's going to fall on deaf ears. So, for all racists and everybody in the world, this is how you should look at yourself. Now, this is how you should look at yourself. And it's going to make sense by the end of this video. You should look at yourself as a spirit. Period. As a conscious awareness. Like, people's spirit get tired of, your spirit get tired. That's like, you could be around somebody. They don't even have to be touching you. They could be in a whole nother room. If you're around them too much, eventually circumstances and situations is going to play up where your spirit is going to show examples that it's tired of that being around that spirit. Because you're going to start wanting to separate. You're going to start causing commotion, causing circumstances and situation. So, that's just an insight to let you know that the spirit is first. The physical is last. Everything is frequency, vibration, energy. You see what I'm saying? Frequency is your thoughts, ideas, your space, your spirit, the idea of you, your timeline, your line of events. The soul is the vibration. It came second because it's second. So when your spirit went into a realm of reality, is your soul. So it's your spirit ability to experience. That's when it becomes a soul. You know what I'm saying? So it vibrates. It's in realms of realities. It's taking shapes and forms of whatever orb, globe, or world that is in. Now, the physical is what matters. Anything that mattered to you, it becomes matter, and it becomes physical, and it becomes solid. So you got a lot of people who are so lost into the energy. They so lost into what matters to them in their life. They so lost into what they think matters. They so lost into what's solid. They so lost into reality. It's to the point that if a person say fuck reality, a person in reality will look at that person like lost. When really the person who said fuck reality may be closer to reality, to what's realistic about reality, than the person who's saying that this person is lost. Now, when you look at yourself as a spirit and not this body first, here's the first things you get to realize. You get to realize that the family you was born into may not necessarily be your family. You see what I'm saying? So, once you understand this, all the concepts that come into honoring your mother, honoring your father, honoring your relatives and things of that nature, you have to put it in perspective. They're your relatives relative to the energy, relative to what you can physically see. Now, you have people who only cling to what they can physically see. But they sit here and tell you all day that they some conscious awareness motherfuckers. How you consciously aware when you only telling me about shit that you can physically see? Then that let me know that your conscious awareness has limits. You see what I'm saying? Like the shit is retarded. But let's just get to it. You have people who cling to this so much, right? So when they it's hard for them to decipher. But these be the same spirits that grow up and get abused by their mother, get abused by their father, get abused by their family, get abused by their relatives. You know what I'm saying? And then they make all kind of excuses. Oh, this is the world I came into. Or this it is what it is. And then they take out all their anger and oppressions onto society. You see what I'm saying? When they don't realize that if you understood the spirit, then you will realize that you may have been born and manifested into a physical family, but that was just your anchor here to make you realize and to make you realize and go through certain circumstances and situations to open your eyes. But other people go through these same circumstances and situations and get more blinded based upon the society and beings in the society that's already aware of this science, that's already aware of this knowledge, and just place certain obstacles there for you to just dive deeper into your lostness. You know what I'm saying? So it goes deep. But if you understand that you're supposed to look at yourself as a spirit first, then you will be a person who know that you was born into a family to just awaken you. So this will make you realize that if you was born under an abusive mother or abusive father, you will have more courage with detaching yourself, leaving the nest, right? And then it may be something that you may need to teach them. See, that's your family lineage on a physical perspective. We need to learn how to separate this shit. You as a spirit is just you as a spirit. You don't have any family. And then you may have a spirit family. This is where we talk about soul groups, twin flames, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit. You may have shared family, but you all come down here separate. That's just like if you join a basketball team or a football team, you be quick to say, okay, this is my family, right? But when you go home back to your quote unquote three-dimensional family, right? That's your the football, basketball, whatever your team or your gang member or whatever like that, that's your extended family, right? So that's your extended family. So you need to understand that if everything is frequency, vibration, and energy, y'all niggas need to get with this. Y'all need to get out of this physical. And y'all need to do it sooner than later. The time is now, not tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can look at me and think I'm crazy all y'all want. Y'all better take heed to this shit. Everything is frequency, vibration, and energy. So if you do that in the physical already, like physical, you got your physical family, and then you got your physical extended family. If you know that's what goes on, and then you consciously aware to know that you consciously aware, right? Then that means you're not tying everything to the physical. So don't be a dumb and jackass and tie everything to the physical. If you claiming to be a conscious aware person, because if you claiming to be consciously aware, then that means you're claiming to be consciously aware of things that leave this dimension, of things that's not always seen, but it's there as an energetic force. So if you're consciously aware of energetic forces, don't be tying all your energetic forces that you're consciously aware of to some 3D shit. You got to get out of that. See, there's a lot of people in the conscious community who still stuck on that. They get consciously aware, but tie all their conscious awarenesses to three-dimensional shit. To the point that they think they smart because they more scholar than someone else. Because they read more than someone else. Because they know more about history than someone else. When if you just know the spirit, your spirit will let you know what you should be reading and what you shouldn't be into. You see what I'm saying? So like me, I know I'm a spirit. So I know if I know what kind of family I'm born into. But I know how to separate family and family. See, that's what y'all don't know how to do. Y'all come here and just think, okay, this is my family, this is the way it is, and this is how I gotta play it out. No, you really need to separate the shit. You come here in a family, right? From a family though. And it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. This is why you are able to experience being born into a family that probably don't fuck with you. This is why you are able to experience being born into a family who do fuck with you. This is why you're able to experience many different situations of families. Because when you come in as you, and you come into a realm of reality that's shaped and formed that precedes you. So it's an experience for you. But you have to understand not to tie and wrap up your experience with these things and not make these experiences of you. Remember, you are experiencing these things, but these are not your experiences. Do you get it? You have to be spiritually inclined to understand that. I'm pretty sure my soul group understand that. So when my soul group know when I talk like this, we talking to y'all, and we is one. You see what I'm saying? You here to experience. But these experiences is not of you. It's not of your experiences. And how do you know that? Because when you was born and you came here, you started being taught about a bunch of experiences that already has been experienced. So the moment you want to jump in and experience those same experiences, a lot of people got led based upon their parents, based upon their situation, based upon their location, based upon how their frequencies was vibrating. You know what I'm saying? Your frequencies might have been vibrating in a previous life that you had that led you right to here because you don't know no better. So you come here doing the same thing. But as you experience, you're always going to gain wisdom, but it depends on what wisdom you're gaining. And a lot of wisdom that you're gaining ain't necessarily the wisdom you should be clinging on to. See what I'm saying? And it's just wearing you down. You add some shit to you that's not going to lift you up. You add some shit to you that's going to bring you down. You add all this water and making you sink. You need to add a little bit more spirit, add a little bit more fire so you can rise, so you can learn to have that little blending and create some shit. But you can't do that. You can't do that because you're on one polar opposite. Now you need to understand. Look at yourself like a spirit. Therefore, you will be able to decipher and be able to be more comfortable with leaving the nest when it's time. Detaching yourself from people when it's time. Not taking such things hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you don't see the actual results that you thought you have seen. See, people cling so much onto this, and then they put so much responsibility on their family, on their friends. And then when these people don't give you the results that you thought that they should have shown, you get highly upset. And you throw a lot of responsibility on their vibration. And you let your vibration go in chaotic moments. When if you just would have realized that you were the spirit, and this person really in the spirit realm don't owe you shit, it will all make sense. When you realize your mother really don't owe you shit, it would all make sense. When you realize your grandmother or their grandparents or your aunts, uncles, or your brothers or your sisters, cousins, whatever, when you really put in your mind that they really ain't got to do shit for you, that's when it would all make sense. But when everybody understand that, which this needs to be, is 99% of the world that don't, when everybody understand that, that would be the start when everybody truly start coming together. Truly stop being separated. Truly start understanding that we're all spirits and we all need to help. We all come here to help each other's spirits out. See, if you don't look at yourself as a spirit, you won't never know that you older than your mother. So you may be born into a dumbass mother. Your mother may have been going through chaotic moments. Your mother may have been retarded and all kind of shit. So when you was born, you came out with that worldly outlook. So you fighting all your mother's inner demons in the external world. So it's your responsibility to get consciously aware enough to override this shit, right? But at some point, you will never rise to knowledge because you will always give your sentiment to your mother. Like you will always, like for an example, whatever your mother tell you, you will never disregard it. You will never question it. You will never do that. You will never do this. And you don't understand. You a Dalmatian. You probably got born into somebody you killed in the previous life. Do you know that? See, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that because you're too busy thinking you black. You're too busy thinking you African. You're too busy thinking you Mexican. You're too busy thinking you white Caucasian. You're too busy thinking you this. You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that. You probably got your ass whooped by your parents every day. And they fucked up your life in the way you look at it now. You might not never know that because you're not looking at yourself as a spirit. You would have never known that. You would have never known that. You probably got birthed into this world by somebody you killed. Do you understand that? Y'all dumbass motherfuckers can't reach this level of consciousness because y'all stuck in 3D shit. And I hate to jump into my Sag moon and preach. But sometimes I get upset because I'm so spirited. And the way I come across and the way I look and the people I be around, people think I ain't serious. I'm dead fucking serious about this shit. I ain't playing. Like, you think I'm doing this for views? You think I'm doing this for likes? You think I'm doing this for, I do this because my spirit feel it. So I'm going to go with my spirit because I know I'm the spirit first. And I know whatever obstacle or realm of reality I got to go through with this physical, I know I need to prepare my spirit because the more I prepare my spirit, the more this flesh ain't going to fucking matter and whatever obstacle in front of me ain't going to fucking matter. So I ain't got to deal with no fucking oppression or no shit like that. See what I'm saying? Only thing I'm dealing with is my own creativity problems. When do I want to get up and do this creative thing? When do I not want to do this creative thing? That's the only fucking problem I'm dealing with. See what I'm saying? Now, when I'm saying all this, I'm not saying that not to honor. Yo, look, whoever brought you into this realm of reality, that is an appreciation. But you have to learn how to separate. Because don't conflate who brought you into this world with this person knowing it all also. You see what I'm saying? Because this is one of the reasons why everybody is lost. You need to understand that your ancestors ain't no shit. I'm just gonna put it out like that. Your mother, your grandparents, and their grandparents was dumb as fuck. You smarter than them. If you in this world right now, you on the internet, you looking at Archangel Uriel, you in the conscious community, you doing whatever you doing, however you doing it, you came in, your spirit was smart because your spirit came into a realm of reality where frequency vibrations is a little better. So you smarter than your ancestors. So it's a fucking contradiction to be like, to know that you're smarter than your ancestors, but for you to gain any knowledge, you think you have to do some history on ancestors. How much sense does that make? If you could look at right now and look at your ancestors and be like, they dumb as fuck. I'm smarter than them. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. But the shit that you're doing is looking up history of ancestors. The further you go back, the dumber it is. Duh! Duh! So spiritually, as Archangel Uriel, I see y'all stars. Look, you have this body, but you have a body on every dimension. It's your responsibility to be consciously aware enough to tap into this though. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know how to tap into it, watch Archangel Uriel. There's plenty of other people on the internet too. But you need to know how to tap in. You need to know how to awake your bodies. Awake yourself. Now, when I awake myself in the 7th and 8th dimension, and I be up there in the astral plane and shit, and seeing shit how it actually is, when it gets through filters and shit down here in y'all 3D realm, y'all can't even see it in that way. Y'all don't even know what y'all actually doing. But how I'm looking at it is, y'all, it's like y'all little stars going the opposite direction. Y'all going in a direction that's not y'all not even supposed to go. Y'all circling other suns and circling other orbs that those orbs is controlled by other suns and orbs that's not even right for you. That's not even the right path. That's not even the right line of events. That's not even the right timeline. So y'all keep we awakening y'all 3-dimensional body because y'all not consciously aware enough to waken up that body and change directions. Because y'all not even changing directions in the 3rd dimension body. So how you gonna change directions up there? It's like y'all sleep. It's like a slumber sleep. That's why y'all keep looking. When y'all look at the stars, that's why they look like that to y'all. Because y'all not waking yourselves up to get there. To wake yourself up and change the direction. Change the rotation. Because y'all not changing y'all direction of rotation down here. That's how it looks. Trust me, I seen it. That's how it looks. So when I bring that dimensional science down here, I don't even know how to explain it down here. I'm only gonna look crazy. I can say some shit like this. Gold and silver ain't colors. Gold is actually the manifestation of light, and silver is actually the manifestation of darkness, just in the third dimensional realm. Y'all gonna look like at me like I'm crazy. Y'all gonna think I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna have a bunch of science people come here. No, but gold made out of this, that, and the third. No, but silver made out of this, that. But these will be the same motherfuckers that'll tell you that fucking Saturn dealing with a lot of aluminum and silver and it don't reflect light. So that's fucking darkness. And the same motherfuckers to tell you that the sun illuminates and do this, that, and the third, and the sun look gold. Motherfuckers just confused because of the dimension you in. And you got a motherfucker like me who will come and say some realistic shit just from another dimension and bring that down here, and it don't appear right because it's not filtered. So if it's not packaged into a filter that's shaped and formed into a 3rd dimensional way that a person can understand it in a 3rd dimensional physical body, then it's gonna fall on deaf ears. You see what I'm saying? But remind you, the more consciously aware you get, the more you gonna come back to my videos and be like, God damn, that do make sense. You see what I'm saying? For real, it's like, man, like for real, that shit ridiculous sometimes, like to the point it make you hate people. But then I start to feel like, why am I experiencing hate then? Why I don't want to experience that shit? So I don't got no hate bone in my body. So if it do seem like it's hate, it's coming out of love. Because I seen some shit. And the frustration come from of me explaining what I seen. I know how it's going to be looked at in the 3rd dimension by 3rd dimensional ass people. So it's like, damn, it's like a small group of us, and we so spread out that we can't even really communicate with each other like that to even build on any type of world or anything to create a new world, because we so spread out and separated. So we all have to do our own fights amongst the lands. One person got to live here. One person live in this city. One person live in this state. We all spread out as like angels and gurus and shit. And we all have to bring a group together ourselves before we come together. And then there's so much filters in the 3rd dimension that it's gonna be shit that stop us from coming together because of the filters and 3rd dimensional beings that's here that's creating shit. It's fucking ridiculous, to the point that I then came to the conclusion that it ain't no one person gonna come here, or 2 or 7 or 8 people gonna come here and change shit. No, it's really just gonna have to take experience. And this experience may be a few thousand years. It may take a few of y'all spirits a few thousand years to experience the same shit until y'all get the fuck up out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're not supposed to cling on to nothing. Don't cling on to shit. Cling on to shit. Don't cling on to all this shit in the conscious community. Stop clinging on to shit. Because as time go on, you're going to start to realize that there's what spaces, locations, realms, and realities that your spirit haven't crossed yet to make you realize certain shit. But if you understood the spirit in the first place without having too much fucking logic and left brain to it, you would have understood that shit. This is why I don't call myself any ancient Egyptian names and shit like that, and all the Muhammad's and pharaohs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Before any of those motherfuckers could come against me, they can't even come against me unless they change their name. Before they can even step in my realm of reality to even think they could debate or argue anything I'm talking about, they gotta change their name. Because this your name frequency vibrate go back to a lineage that get destroyed by me. For real. So it's deep. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no Muhammad's, no Easylazis and Easyazels and brothers this and brothers that and pharaohs this and all. Don't come to me with no debate or no argument or try to fight and those are your names. Cause you already lost by that being your name. You see what I'm saying? This shit go deep. This shit go deep. And people don't understand that because they not into the spirit. So like I said, everybody look at yourself like the spirit. Get out of the physical. Because it's leading you nowhere but backwards. Living backwards. You're going back. You think you gotta go back to understand something to move forward. Gotta go back. Gotta go. No, the shit that was back is the reason why you're stuck in the present. You know what I'm saying? Let's cancel all the back, get in the present, and don't give a fuck about the future. Let's just work on the motherfucking present and how shit can correlate in the motherfucking present. Then the fucking past will evaporate and the fucking future will come to be. Then when some other spirits want to come here and experience some past and futures, they will be able to. But the motherfucking present is the motherfucker who sat here and gave those fucking presents for them to unravel. For every day could be Christmas for them. See, that's how I think. I want every day to be fucking Christmas. I want every fucking spiritual being to come into these vessels and open up presents and gifts. Not open up old Sega games, old Super Nintendo games. Not open up old or not pray for a future that may not ever come. Let's talk about the fucking present, and that's where the presents and gifts is at. That's where the gifts is at. See what I'm saying? Flight boss, bitch. Look at yourself like the spirit, and everything else will make sense. You will find who you need to be around. You will find your real friends. You will find your real family. See what I'm saying? You will find what you really need to do. You will find your gift. You'll find your path. You'll find frequency vibrations to attach yourself to vibrate in and rise and ascend. Damn. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn. Air.